Hey guys, Alex here, back for another video today. Did my record store day video yesterday, so go and check that one out if you haven't already watched that. But yeah, I mentioned I had a lot more vinyl to show, and today I'm just going to go through as many records as I can kind of get through in a reasonable period of time. I have a pretty big haul to show. Picked up on my buying a lot recently. If you guys have been kind of keeping up with me, you'll know that I've not really been buying a lot since being at uni, since going in September. I think that in the last 6 months, before buying all this stuff, I didn't pick up any vinyl, or I picked up 1 or 2 records in total. So it was a pretty bad time. It was so hard, you know, being so addicted and obsessed with buying records. It was hard to go that long without, you know, fulfilling that addiction, I guess. But it's been nice to kind of save a bit more efficiently recently and be able to pick up much more vinyl, and I'm hoping to do the same over the summer. So yeah, gonna go through these finds. I'm sat in my conservatory here. It's a beautiful day. It's pretty warm here in England, so yeah, I just thought I'd come out and make the video in here. This might be where I end up making my videos in the summer. Already got my vinyl arranged on the shelf here, well, some of it. Hopefully going to have my turntable and my system all hooked up in here as well, so I'll be able to play records and make videos and just have an area to come and chill and listen to music. So that should be good. I'm hoping to have that all set up by the end of the week. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a good summer. But I'm just going to go through these finds, listening to some David Bowie in the background on my laptop, as I don't have my system back yet. But yeah, gonna start off, in fact, with my David Bowie finds. Been really getting into Bowie recently. He's not an artist that I used to really gravitate to. I was more partial to 60s artists initially, back when I started collecting vinyl, getting into proper music. Obviously Dylan, the Beatles, Beach Boys, Stones, Pink Floyd. All those kind of artists I was really into. It took me a while to kind of get Bowie, I guess, and understand him. I've watched a few documentaries recently on David Bowie, and I've just become hooked on his music, I guess. Yeah, I'm really getting into Bowie recently. So I picked up a few items from Bowie, starting off with a 7-inch that I found secondhand for a pretty good price. I picked up Heroes and V2 Schneider. 7-inch on record label is this on? RCA. Classic Bowie songs, especially Heroes. Heroes got to be one of my favourite Bowie songs. Definitely top 5. Just love the production on there. Love Bowie's voice and the way he sings with such desperation almost. Yeah, amazing song. And V2 Schneider's a good song too. I can't quite remember what it's like, but I remember enjoying it, so it's nice to find this. I'm not really a 7-inch collector. I don't really buy many 7-inch singles, but when I do find them, I like to buy them. Moving on, I now have an EP by Bowie that I found again in the same store for, I think, £2.50 I paid for this. I found this. This is Don't Be Fooled by the Name. Not sure the year on this. Maybe you guys can help me out. I think by the picture on the front, I'm guessing this is maybe late 70s Bowie, mid to late 70s. Maybe the same time Heroes came out, actually. Really nice condition, this though, and I couldn't pass it up. So it's nice to pick up this EP. 6 tracks on here for £2.50. I thought that was worth a shot. So yeah, Don't Be Fooled by the Name. And then, of course, the big release that I've picked up from Bowie recently, the one that pretty much everybody has shown by now, but I'm going to show my copy. I picked up, of course, the new album, The Next Day, which came out a month or 2 ago now. Picked this up a few weeks ago. Love the pressing on this. Seriously, if you find a nice a record store that's selling this for a nice price, then definitely take the plunge. This is an amazing pressing. Gatefold, double LP. Really nice sleeves. The orange on there. You get a CD, lyrics on the back of this sleeve here. Picture of David there. So yeah, this was amazing to find. Well, not amazing to find, but amazing to pick up. Been listening to this a whole lot recently. Heard it so many times now, and I have to say I'm a big fan. I mean, I haven't heard the other recent stuff that he's put out. I know this is the first album in I think a decade. I think this is the first album in 10 years that David Bowie's put out. I haven't heard any of that stuff, but from all accounts, I've heard that this is the best he's done in a long, long time, and I have to agree. I think it's this is vintage Bowie. Well, at least it's close to vintage Bowie. I mean, it doesn't quite have the same ambition. I guess this doesn't feel quite as inspired as, you know, Ziggy Stardust and Heroes and Aladdin Sane and all those amazing albums, you know, had. But I think this still sounds tremendously good, considering Bowie is what, 61, 62 now, and he's still making great music. And I think he just still has the capacity, like Dylan, like Paul McCartney to some extent, to release great music and to write great music still. So why not? And I think he's doing a great job. So yeah, the next day, been playing it a whole lot and really, really loving it. So pick it up if you find a copy for a good price, for sure. Okay, moving on. Found this second hand a while ago. Found it in Oxfam. I tend to find that Oxfam doesn't really sell many good records in my experience. They have tons of like 80s albums that they press like millions of that I just don't really care for whatsoever. They aren't really worth anything. But I did find this, which was a nice surprise. Didn't know anything about this album before picking it up. This is Miles Davis in Europe. I think this is 1963, recorded live at the Antibes International Jazz Festival, Juan Le Piens. So I'm guessing it's in France. Got a nice description of the background of this album on the back. This is on Columbia. Really, really, really nice pressing. I'm not sure if this must be a reissue because it just sounds so good. It's so clean. It's in mono, so was really happy to find this. This is like £2 or something. Always been a fan of Miles Davis, but I've never really taken the plunge and tried to understand his music in any kind of deep sense. I've obviously heard Kind of Blue, Bitches Brew, and a couple of other classic albums of his, but I've never been a huge fan, I guess. But this was great to find, and it's a really nice album to play kind of in the background while you're doing other things, just taking in some, you know, quality jazz music. It's, you know, you can't beat it sometimes. So okay, so next is probably one of my albums of the year so far. I think this will definitely make my top 5 albums of the year. Absolutely loved this. Probably the album I've been playing the most at the moment. Seriously, just a game-changing, mind-blowing album for me. Really, really loving this at the moment. And picked it up on vinyl. This is The Knife, Shaking the Habitual, which came out just a few weeks ago, I think. And saw Anthony Fantano's review of this. He gave it a rave review. I think he gave it 9 out of 10. Loved it, and then I checked it out, listened to it digitally. Blew me away, and I just wanted the vinyl copy. Went online thinking it would be like £30, £35, and ended up getting this for such a good price. Paid £18 for this, and the pressing is incredible. One of the best press records, I'd say, in my collection. Trifold, which is one of the reasons I thought it'd be so expensive. The only other trifold I have in my collection is Swans, the Seer, which I paid, I think, £30 for. So I thought this was going to be of a similar price, and ended up getting this for £18, which is unbelievable. 2 posters, 2 CDs, 3 180-gram LPs. such a good price, so worth it for such an incredible album. Yeah, this is kind of, I don't know how to describe this music. I guess it's kind of electropop, kind of African influenced music. I can't really explain how it sounds. I think you really have to hear this for yourself. Go and pick up a digital copy or go and buy the vinyl. Such a good price. But I really love this. Really vibing with this at the moment. Listening to it, as I say, a whole lot. And gonna be one of my top albums of the year for sure. Amazing pressing. And The Knife is a band I'm a little bit familiar with, but not too familiar with. I heard Sister Ray, which was put out by the female half of this duo. It's a brother and sister combination that make up The Knife, and the sister put out Sister Ray, which is one of my favourite albums of, I think, 2009. But I haven't heard much of The Knife. This is my first full foray into their actual albums, and really love this. Killer album. This will blow your mind if you're like me, so pick it up for sure. Okay, another, well, it's a new release, but it came out a while ago. This again I picked up simply because it was a very good price. I think it was £10 in my record store. I picked up Iron and Wine, Our Endless Numbered Days, from I think 2003, 2004, sorry, on Sub Pop. Always been an Iron and Wine fan. Loved Kiss Each Other Clean, but it wasn't by any means my favourite album of 2011, but I did like it. And Aaron, Buddy Bopper, suggested I pick up this album a long time ago. Gave me a recommendation. I didn't take him up on it because I couldn't find this on vinyl, for one. Finally found it the other day. Picked it up, and I love this. I think it's just very simple, to the point, acoustic music. Sam Beam with an acoustic guitar, singing folk songs. Really good. Really like the cover too. Really like the artwork on this. So definitely one of Sam Beam's, Iron and Wine's best albums in my opinion. I've heard most of them. I've heard the new one, which I really do like. I think it's at least as good, probably better than Kiss Each Other Clean, but I'm still taking time to kind of absorb that album in its entirety. So yeah, might end up picking it up on vinyl, but I'm not sure yet. So that was that one. Moving on to another new release. Been really getting on board with the new releases recently. This again is one of my favourite albums of the year so far. Love this album, loved it from start to finish. This is, of course, Kurt Weill's Waking on a Pretty Daze, which came out very recently, start of April I think. Gatefold, 2 LPs, really nice pressing. Picked this up again on Record Store Day. One of the things I was saving up for, I wanted to get this a long while back. Ever since the first time I heard it, it was streamed on NPR. Listened to it through and fell in love with it on the first listen. And if you fall in love with an album on the first listen, I find that it's a pretty telling sign that it's going to be one of your favourite albums of the year. There are albums that you have to listen to a few times to kind of get on board with, but I think this really caught my imagination on the first listen. I think it's because I'm such a big Kurt Weill fan. I love pretty much everything he's put out, especially, of course, Smoke Ring for My Halo, which came out in 2011. That was one of my favourite albums of that year. And I think this is just a development on that, a kind of improvement on that. He's kind of drawing out his songs, yeah, just making these kind of psychedelic vibes, taking them even further. Just an incredible vibey album. You've got to sit down and listen to this pretty loud to kind of get the full experience, the Kurt Weill experience, and I think it's just stellar. I don't think there's a weak track on this, and I think the title track, Waking on a Pretty Day, is probably my favourite song of the year so far. So yeah, definitely pick up Kurt Weill's new album. It's really good. Next, this is a new release from an old artist. Again, really like this. I picked up the Jimi Hendrix People, Hell and Angels, which came out this year. I picked it up initially for the packaging mainly, of course the music as well, but the packaging I think it was, who showed this? Somebody showed this in the VC, and just bowled over by the pressing of this. You've got shiny cardboard, you've got a booklet in here full of old Hendrix images in this booklet, 2 LPs, and yeah, you just can't beat this. It's a really, really nice pressing, and of course the music is top notch. You're never going to get bad Hendrix music, are you really? And I'm severely lacking in Jimi Hendrix vinyl, I have to say. This is the first, I think it's the first LP I have of Hendrix. I will eventually, of course, have his whole back catalogue. Well, I want to have his whole back catalogue one day, but I thought this was a nice place to start. Pick this up as a new release. All unreleased material, pretty much. Alternate versions of songs, studio demos, some songs that have never been heard before, and they sound amazing on Legacy Sony Music. Great pressing, so was really, really happy to find this. Almost done here, just a few final finds. These are all second hand. In fact, my mum had these in she owns an antiques store. I don't know if I've mentioned before, but these were in her store, and she wasn't selling them, she wasn't moving them, so she just gave them to me, which was very kind. Starting off with a couple of Bob Marley albums. This is the Lee Perry Sessions from, I think this was released in the early 80s. Don't know if this is a reissue. I haven't played these yet. I don't know much about them, but Lee Perry Sessions, double LP, I think. Which was nice to get. Next we have Legend, which is a compilation of kind of his greatest hits. But one of the better greatest hits albums, I would say. I'm not a fan of greatest hits albums in general, but I think this is a pretty good one, and can't wait to play this through. And finally, this was in her shop. This is Canned Heat, self-titled. I think this was 1967. Again, don't know much about this. Looks pretty good though. I can normally tell by the cover if I'm going to like an album. And yeah, I'm intrigued by this. I want to play it through and see how good it is. But Canned Heat, self-titled, 1967. I think this is a reissue though. Okay guys, so that was all of the finds I had to show today. As I say, it was nice to have a nice haul to show for once. Hopefully that will continue over the summer. I'm hoping to buy just as much vinyl and kind of keep the ball rolling with these videos. But leave any comments if you have any of these albums or have anything to say about them. And yeah, as I say, I'll hopefully be back soon with some more videos. I'll have another vinyl update hopefully within a few weeks, and videos over the summer, which will be good. That's pretty much it guys. Thank you for watching this, and also thank you for the 600 subscribers, which I just passed the other day. I think I'm on 608 now, which is mind-blowing, inconceivable. I never imagined I'd have that many subscribers, and I didn't really imagine that people would continue subscribing, considering I haven't been making any videos at all in the last few months. But yeah, that's great news, so thank you for that. It's great to see the vinyl community still going. I've been getting involved in the Facebook community a bit recently as well, which has been cool. It's a nice place to just go and hang out, chill, comment on some things, post some photos, and yeah, it's a nice addition to making videos. So keep doing what you're doing guys. It's been great to watch, and thank you for watching this. See you soon.